And so that'll be good.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Now, you self-published this book, didn't you?
I did. And that's a whole process in itself.
Look at this. I mean,
Thank
it's,
you.
hardcover,
It
and it's
is.
got the sleeve.
It is.
And it's, it reminds me of the books I had when I was little.
Thank you. Yes.
So now, I've published a book, and I can tell you that it is a lot of work to get from idea, I really want to write this story, to, this is how I'm going to write this story, to, well, I got to put all the other stuff in it, to, okay, now it's got to look nice.
That's right.
So, tell me a little bit about the process. Is this your first one?
Well, this was my second picture book.
Okay.
And my first picture book is My Bent Tree. And what happened was I started writing only 9 years ago. And my mother had a birthday. I put a little poem in with a family invitation. And I said, this is fun. And I just started writing. And you have to write what you...
Creative self
Yes,
came
I
out.
didn't know. And you have to write what you know. And so my first poem was about swimming. I swim all the time. And how bathing suits fade and get saggy and baggy. And so I brought... Isn't that neat?
Oh, nice poem.
Yes. And so I brought these poems into the people at swimming because you don't... Again, when you learn something new, you've never done it, you need to find out, does this work? Or doesn't it work? So the people at swimming encouraged me, and then I just kept writing what I know. And I work with people, as you said, who go through difficult times. And so I had, so many stories of so many people. So I did a lot of poems, and I did little refrigerator magnets, and I did mugs, and then everybody said, you have to do a book. So I envisioned a book, which was my very first book, called Moments in Our Lives. And so it has 65 little poems, all the things you go through with kids and relationships, and from soup to nuts, from babies being born to losing a lifetime partner. And then I thought I was finished. But before that, I took a course on how to self-publish at Concord Community Education. And the woman who taught the course, Mary Brown, who now goes by Mary Ellen Humphreys, back to her maiden name, she had, what she said was, at the first day in class, she had some of her books that she had done, and she said, you take the cover off the book and turn it inside out and write the name of your book and hold it in your hand. That was very powerful. So my book, Moments in Our Lives, originally was called Basic Stuff from Birth on Up. And so that's what I wrote. And then she said, you have no idea where this can lead. And then I worked with a company in Concord that helped me put it all together. And then I thought I was done. And then I was walking one day, and I saw a crooked pine tree, and there was my bent tree. But when you asked what happened, so then I needed an illustrator.
Right? Yeah,
well, it took a few people to find the right person to work with me. And I was taking Argentine tango lessons at the time. And isn't that funny where you meet people?
Yeah.
And the instructor, Cameron Bennett, said, I'm an artist. I said, really? And so we've been working together ever since. That's the short version. And so Cameron, I write the words, and then he takes all the words and he makes little thumbnail sketches, and he makes larger sketches. We go over the sketches, then he does them, he paints them. And then from there, this is the process, then we have my words and his pictures. Then we need a graphic designer to put it all together. The graphic designer is the guy who makes it. He's the one who puts the words on the pages. He's the one who lays everything out.
Gives it a whole look.
Yeah,
it the whole
lays
look?
it out, does all this stuff. He gives it the look. He actually he makes it look like a book.
Yeah.
And then he makes a mock copy. Then he makes a digital copy, and then we send it to a printer. Then I had to find the right printer because I wanted them printed in the United States. And that was the process. And then you have the actual book. Then you have to market the book. Then that's the hard part.
People got to find out about it.
People have to find out about it. Otherwise, it's like having, a nice outfit, but it's sitting in your closet and nobody knows.
Right? You got to get out there.
That's right. So you have to let people know. And that's the process. So self-publishing takes work, but there are so many benefits. It's fun. I get to be on shows like your wonderful show.
The people are great.
We meet
isn't it?
terrific people.
People are great.
We meet terrific people.
And the interesting thing is, in the self-publishing side, what you talked about is that you worked with your illustrator.
Yes.
And if you are publishing in a large scale,
That doesn't
you don't
happen.
have that control.
No, that's so true. Somebody was talking about working with a major publisher. So let's say if somebody had written a book about canoeing in New Hampshire, and they were doing a story about canoeing in New Hampshire, but if the illustrator came from China, as an example, the people would not look American, they would probably look more like Chinese. And very often in a major publishing company, the illustrator never meets the author. They don't even meet. They don't even know each other.
It's so different. It's like we have publishing for famous people.
Yes,
And publishing for the rest of us.
that's right.
But the world of publishing itself has changed because technology.
Oh, yes.
Technology changes our